Aloha and happy hump day. Happy St. Patty's Day. Yes, I are Irish. Um, we had corned beef and cabbage the other night, so I'm good. So who we got? We got Morning Glory, Donna, Aloha, Tribe, Nancy, Elbo Travels. Watch. Donna and Axel and Carlos and Kev, Cobra John. Stop. It's nothing for you to bark about. Let's see. P2E, aloha. Ace, aloha. Queen Tammy, aloha. Stitching Girl, aloha. Olivia, aloha. Okay. Where should I start? I mean, really. Wow. just wow. I don't know if anybody caught Days of Fisherman's stream a few minutes ago, but if he leaves it up and you have a chance to experience Elbo at his finest. Hey, Leanie. Hey, Ace. I mean, Hoppy and Ace and everybody. Aloha. Carlos, Robert. Hey, John. Aloha. You're offended? Yeah, we should all be offended. That was pretty disgusting. And I mean, we've seen him, say some really shady and dirty stuff, but what he said to Carlos and the thing, I mean, not Carlos, but Ricardo, you can't come back from that. You can't come back from calling somebody, I don't even want to repeat it. You know? I'm not even going to say it. It was very derogatory, and triggered chimp, it was on those lines of a primate, let's say. Yeah, it was really bad. It really was. But once again, he proves that he's an idiot. Hey, William, aloha. Hey, Ryan. He proves, hey, Penny Pincher, that he is a total. He has no self-awareness at all. Nothing. And he thinks that talking like that to people, all big and bad, I'm going to call you out, I'm going to beat your ass. Rah, rah, rah. You know what, Elbo? One of these days, when your guard is down and you're not thinking about it and you're all puffy chest and you're all banging it like a gorilla, somebody's going to catch up to you for the shit that you've done and said. Hey, White Line Truckee, aloha. Come in and join the fun. Because somebody's going to catch up to you. If it's not Ricardo, it will be someone else. Hey, Joe King, aloha. And they will show you no mercy. I mean, people have been killed for less than the things that you've said. And when you say that about one of the brothers, you say that about all the brothers. Don't, Carlos, because there's a method to the madness. There is a reason for that. And don't blame LCD. He just let him go. He let him really show his true colors. And actually, I kind of applaud Dave for not stopping, saying anything and just let him go. Let him spew his hate. And he talks about hate. Elbo, that's all you are. You loathe yourself. Hey, Brad, aloha. And because of that, even your own community, when you were saying the guy at the store didn't want to have anything to do with you, it wasn't because of Ricardo, it's because of you. They don't even want to acknowledge you as a part of that community because of the dirty deeds that you've done and the things that people have seen the family do. And don't get on your high horse about, I can't talk about my family. You talk about everybody else's family. So you know what? Fair game, dude. Don't ever come to me and say, don't ever talk about my family when you called out my son. And if you think you apologized for that, I call bullshit. That was not an apology. That was, oh, let me try to just smooth it down, so I look good again. Ain't gonna happen. Hey, Jackie, aloha. Quirky, aloha. Um, yes, Quirky. Yeah, I think so. I'm not for sure, but that's um my general thought. I'm gonna sit back here and get relaxed a little bit and put my feet up in my easy chair in front of my big screen TV with my loving companion next to me, Mr. Watson. And Elbo, you probably just should go on international travel and just don't come back. Really. If you want to do international traveling, that costs money. And you don't have any. I mean, who has to beg strangers just so they have a cold can of raviolis to eat? Well, there's that. Okay. Top chat. Yeah, got it. All right. I am a wee bit Irish. Yes, indeedy. And yes, I did make corned beef and cabbage with red potatoes with a mustard sauce on the side, which is one of my favorites. But I did it Monday night. I had friends over and we had dinner and then we played Uno. And that was fun. Um, oh, no, no, I would not do that, Jackie. No, nope, nope. Yeah, exactly, Kat. That's a mighty Irish name, Clancy. Yeah. My grandmother was a Murphy. Margaret Murphy. And when her and her sisters used to get together, oh boy, there was always a fun time then. Hey, Harlan, aloha. That's right, Carlos. Somebody is going to catch up to him. He has dodged a lot of bullets and inflamed a lot of different groups of people. And there's going to be someone somewhere who you won't even see and before they encounter you. It's going to be that shadow in the dark. It's going to be that knock on your van. It's going to be somebody walk up to your window where you're spouting on a live stream, put a gun to your head, and take your van. It's bound to happen sooner or later. And sooner the better, actually. Hey, Chicago, aloha. And how can he be an alpha male when he has to beg for money? I'm sorry, but any alpha male I've ever known, and usually you don't know there's an alpha because they don't have to tell people they are. They just are. Yeah, someone exactly. His his 9 lives are just about over, you know? Um mm, mm, mm. Okay. Well, Joe King, it could very well be. Um, but I don't think that YouTube advertisers would want to know what he acts like when he's not on his live stream, when he's keeping himself so calm and collected. But it's that time when he's not on his channel doing his thing, when he shows who he really is. And who he really is a narcissist, sexist, racist, sexual deviant, predator, and I could go on and on and on. And he tried to say that because the channel that he has now was already established when his other one got terminated, that they won't terminate this one. So if you all in the side chat don't think his new channel can be touched because he had it before, give me a 1. Because Elbo, you're a dumbass. Not only did you link your new channel to your terminated channel, you also sent that message to the YouTube crew. Because on there you said, my channel was suspended for no reasons. I didn't violate terms of service. Then how did your channel get struck? Terminated. Terminated. You know? So you can't blame other people if you lose this channel because you're the dumb shit who did it to yourself. And don't think that there's not people working behind the scenes to make it happen. You know, you think you're so smart and you think you got everything figured out, but there's one of you and there's hundreds of us. You know, nobody messed with your Facebook channel because frankly, we didn't care. But here you violated rules. Not once, not twice, not 3, not 4, but 5 times. And I'm sorry, if I got to play by the rules, you got to play by the rules. You're no better than any other creator on here. You don't make money for YouTube. And let's just analyze this for a minute. Okay? I went on Social Blade just a minute ago. And I looked at his numbers. Oh, thanks, Duke. And in the past 30 days, his top dollar that he would make, and that's if people watch the ads and they don't have ad blocker and they don't have cast that don't give you the views, the money you make in the last 30 days was $138. But what is it? 70% goes to YouTube, so it's not even 138. It's like $100. Yeah, you're raking in the dough there, big boy. That sure is a good business plan. Right? Oh, it's being taken down too? Well, you know, um, I think that the people that look at the algorithms and things are probably back working probably at a pretty good number these days. Um, and they're going to take a look at things that are happening now. They're probably gonna change policy again. He said on the 23rd he gets his first check. From what? That would have been for last month. He wasn't monetized last month. And for this month, he wouldn't get anything until April 23rd, is what he's saying. Oh, and he takes 45% for the ads? Well, there you go. Hey, Lindsay, aloha. And see, Elbo, I don't have to talk about your tie rods. I got other things to talk about. Well, let me just explain a little bit about the taxes and the stimulus check. Okay. People are getting the stimulus check. I got mine on Friday. It didn't post until today, but it was in my account on Friday. Because I have filed my taxes every year since 1979. They're going to look at, why haven't you filed taxes in the last 6 years? Oh, you think you're exempt from paying your taxes? Well, isn't that ironic? Isn't he the one that tells other people, hey, pay your taxes? Well, no, our tax man wants your money. And more than likely, if he hasn't had anything taken out, which he didn't, he's going to have to pay the IRS. And not only that, if he has a judgment against him for any monies at all, or owe money to the IRS, he won't get a stimulus no matter how much he wants to file taxes. And they're not going to look at this year's taxes. They want to see 2017, 2018, 2019. So you don't have to just file for last year's taxes, but you have earned income in 2019 from your trucking job. Did you file that year? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But that's what the IRS is going to look at. And you're going to get flagged because they're going to look at it as, well, this guy is what, almost 40 years old, and he hasn't filed taxes in what, 10 years? Flag, 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 red flag, audit, audit, audit. You know, yes, exactly, Leanie, exactly. So, you know, begging for, yeah, I thought that was joking. It's like, you're so dumb. D-U-M-B, dumb. Really? Well, that's funny. Venetic Wolf. Um, hmm. Well, $300 is what going to get him a tank of gas and lunch. I mean, really. And he's getting to the point where last night for his dinner, he was eating cold raviolis right out of the can. Boy, that's the way a king eats. Man, don't you all want to do that? Don't you all want to live like he does? It's such a glamorous life. Yeah, they 1099 you, don't they, Cobra John? Oh, he doxed Yeah Man as the anonymous donor. Well, yeah, man, guess what? Yeah, man. Uh, well, I don't think that'll happen again. But he can't keep his mouth shut about anything. What is today? Today's the 17th. I'm watching my news on mute. And 10 years ago today was when the big earthquake happened in Japan that also hit here. But I digress. Chicago, I don't either. Because we all know that he can work. He had a job. But 3 months of work stressed him out and he needed to go to Florida to detox. I mean, who does that? He got a little bit of change in his pocket. And here's the thing I thought was so fitting, that when he did the video on getting the front end aligned and all that and this and blah blah blah, he said it didn't improve the suspension. He's still bottoming out when he's hitting bumps. So those aren't going to last long, and that front end is probably going to fall out, anytime soon. And all we can hope for is, come on, pothole. Mm. Yeah, 3 months of part-time work stressed him out. My theory is why he went first. Yeah, it was because it was going to be cold, and he doesn't do the cold. The second one was, usually if you're with the job 90 days, creditors will be alerted that there is movement on your social security number. You're earning wages somewhere. And those people who have judgments against you are going to come after their money. And now they can, because you're earning money. That money can be, what do they call it? It is garnished. Credit cards, we know. The trucking company, we know. And there's probably a few more out there. So, good luck with that. PayPal can be audited. Well, there you go. No, he won't, Brad. He won't. No. And that's the funny thing, is he's counting on that. I mean, talk about, counting your chickens before they hatched. Hell, he's talking about the chicken before that hatched. Oh, and the ER visits. Oh, yes. Okay, Kev. Gotcha. Yeah, because exactly, Brad, because so many people have tried to scam the government for these stimulus checks. And if you don't have earnings and you don't have not paid your taxes in the past 3 years, they're not going to automatically send you a stimulus. They're going to see if For one, it's a real person. For two, it's real earnings. And for three, that they deserve it. He said he has 1099s, but that security company he worked for should have given him a W-2. If not, they may have to pay him under the table. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I don't think he even knows the difference between a W-2 and a 1099. Yeah, Ricardo, talk about making Elbo show his true colors. I mean, I don't know another person who has no self-awareness, has no clue about manners, has no clue about being kind and nice, and not try to scam everybody for everything. Well, joking, that's what I thought too, because I've had 1099s in my past, and you just um use it like straight pay. And if you get over what I think it's $10,000 a year, you can still file an easy form if that's your only income. No, he doesn't, Ace. He really doesn't. Yes, Brad, they are the same. Actually, I I would really like to know who's the higher number, Brad. Um, well, the money that he made from Norm, that's in that 1099 from YouTube. And they count that before deductions, I think. No, I'm not sure about that. But if that's the case, he's really going to owe the IRS. Yeah, they look into the history because there's so many people out there trying to scam. I mean, here on the islands, we still have people who have legitimate unemployment claims who have not been paid yet because so many fraudulent claims were made that there's no money there for the people who actually deserve the unemployment. So, hey, Misty Valley, aloha. Yes, they are, Ace. He's just, and that's why he can't get along with anybody because he's always right. He's confrontational. He's belligerent. He's a narcissist, and that kind of takes out all that in one big lump sum. But exactly, Brad. He might as well kiss that stimulus check goodbye. And then he says, he deserves it. I deserve it. No, the only thing you really deserve is a beat down and have that bitch slapped right out of you. But your time is coming there, buddy. You've pissed off enough people and groups of people that somebody's going to catch up one day. And will we know if somebody catches up to you? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you'll just sail off into the sunset and never be heard from again. Oh, good. Okay, thanks, Nancy. Yeah, that, and I'm sure that there's enough people who recorded that it'll come up again. It'll resurface, you know, because if it wasn't Waffles, it'll be someone else who recorded it. Hey, Mary, aloha. Well, you don't call a man out saying that he's a drug dealer and where does he get his money and he probably has a gun. Those are stereotypes that any person who has any respect for themselves or anyone else would never say. All right, Ace. I was waiting for you to say, well, I got it. You know, Cajun Kev got it. Oh, thanks, Kev. Yeah, and he's just when he tries to, fool people, then he's a really stand-up guy. He opens his mouth and ruins it. I mean, I don't know anybody who can completely flip on something with a blink of an eye. Somebody beat me to it. You guys are on it. Was that GM reported that? Okay, got it. You're all right. You're all right. We got it. Yep, Cindy's on it. I thought so, Ace, but I was in there too. I just, I'm not going to be baited into a debate with him. And I see and learn so much more when I just sit back and observe, you know. Pray for Patrick. Yeah, and then there's that, you know. He's supposed to be such a stand-up guy, and these advertisers, he deserves money, blah 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 blah. Exactly. That's Chicago. That's exactly what I was, because I talked to Ricardo, and he's just he's so racist he doesn't even know he is. Because anybody who looks at the world as race first, color first, because when he tries to describe someone, it's either, oh, that Filipino guy, or oh, that Mexican guy, or that woman, or whatever. His first description is always race, because that's what he sees first. Most of us don't. We see them as a man or as a woman. And we don't try to make up stories in our head about what this person is. Like the Joni Portwood last night when he was talking about the guy who walked by who didn't even say anything to him. And he's going on and on about this 70-year-old guy is probably homeless, blah, 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 And it's like, dude, you're homeless, Elbo. You are home. You live on the streets. Don't you get that? Your life, what you do is homeless. You may have a place to lay your head, But you're homeless. Not are you just homeless, you're houseless. I mean, if I had to go seek out some place to take a shit every day, I would want to change my situation, you know? And any friend he's ever had, he has shit on. Rosie bent over backwards to help him. And what is the first thing he does? Is he gets angry, so so he doesn't have to talk about it. It's always me, 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 me with him. Well, I looked at gas prices today, Brad, for regular at the little station down by my house. It's gone up to 379. The middle grade is 389, and the top grade is 439. I just about lost it. And I went to Costco, I guess it was Monday, and filled up my truck, and it cost me $43. And I wasn't even on a quarter of a tank yet. So, really? I am? Wow, I didn't know that about myself. Thanks for telling me. I didn't know. Yeah, just take care of that one. Just get him out of here. 389 in California. That's actually kind of cheap, Cobra John. I thought it would be at least as much as we are. But the thing about us on the island, if I was to go all the way around the island, I probably wouldn't even use a whole tank of gas. Okay, hold on. I can do that. Yes, I can. You're so blue now, Joe King. Don't know, Cody. Don't even see you. And the amazing thing here on the island that I've noticed, I guess since the first of the year, is how many Tesla cars there are here and how many out of state plates that there are in the cars. I guess everybody who was started working remotely from home realized that they can go anywhere in the world to work remotely. And that was one of my friends. He came here to the island um, because his company would let him work remotely. And he goes, well, if I'm going to work remotely, I'm going to go somewhere where it's nice. And he picked here. Any guesses on how many of those are elbow? I probably guess a couple of them. Hey, Arthur, aloha. But with and the Tesla cars being here makes perfect sense because we have probably 330 days of sunny weather a year. We don't, our temperature here on this side doesn't dip more than 10 or 15 degrees one way or the other, winter or summer. Stop it. Why you do that? You're so mean. Yeah, I did. Okay, I will. No frogs because it's still daylight, and no chickens because it's raining. And yes, the pigs are still my nemesis. Although I will have to say that these wild feral pigs here have better table manners than the man in the can. Just an observation. Just my opinion, allegedly. Maybe because Teslas are charged with solar power. Hey, Debbie, aloha. Yeah, well, Joni's getting taken advantage of. He's already calling it his channel. You know, I almost got her to 100 or 1,000 subs. No, actually, she lost subs because of you. Yep, supply and demand. Yep. Hello. Oh my God. I don't. This. Thank you, Elvirus. You're a dumbass. Really, you are. Well, I would be bored too. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, why do all these guys really? Are you gonna bark at me now? You want to be the star of the show? Hmm? You want to tell everybody what does Elbow say? Hmm? Okay, come here. Come on. You want to sing? Come on, let's sing. Come on. Hey, what does Elbow say? What does Elbow say? What does he say? Oh, are you calling me dumb? Really? That's not nice. Wow. I guess you don't want to play with the cool kids, huh? Well, bye, Felicia. Yeah, that's my sidekick. He's my He's my watchdog. He lets me know if there's anybody by the house. Exactly, Brad. There's pollutants to everything that's made. It's just into what degree. Oh, nice, Kev. Nice. No, keep your cards tight. Keep your cards tight. Yeah, Brad. We had one of the first gen Priuses at my office. And when those batteries die, they die. I mean, the car stopped right in the middle of the road. And no warning, no nothing, just stopped. And we took it down to Fleet, and Fleet told us, well, we're just going to retire it. And it's like, why? It's only 2 years old. And he goes, yeah, but the price to put new batteries in that car aftermarket is more than the car is worth. So, and I know that was, gosh, 15 years ago. And things have probably improved, but we had vehicles, yeah, that ran on natural gas. Yeah. And our big crew carriers were diesel. That's right. Cast is a safe place. Mm. Oh, I like that, Ricardo. That's a great idea. Oh, thanks, Deb. Yeah, I don't worry too much of the thumbs up, thumbs down. I just do this because it rains and, the lockdown. What else am I going to do? I'm stuck in my house I was stuck for months. He is on cast. What's that, Carlos? I don't know. Favors might cost you. Oh, hell no. No, 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 no. I've gone down those rabbit holes, Carlos. I don't need to go down anymore. Well, the thing is, he's beyond racist. That's that's my feeling, my opinion, that he, I don't even know how to say it. Hey, Carlos, maybe you can send Elbo that link. He might appreciate that. It'll save him a lot of, legwork on Craigslist and Backpage, you know. Or what's the other one? Kink.com or something like that. Yes, Joe King, exactly. right? He is so self-unaware. He doesn't have a clue how the world works because he puts himself on such a high pedestal. He can't see the forest from the trees. FetLife, thank you. I was wondering what it was. But yeah, you know, Elbow might like that for some late night entertainment. Ew. I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Sorry, folks. Talk amongst yourselves. Mhm. Well, Brad, the one last night was there's not many times that my jaw hits the floor on something, but the way he judges people and just from a 10-second view of somebody knows their whole life story. They've got to be a drug dealer. Old guy, he's got to be homeless. Why is he in this neighborhood? It's a good neighborhood. Well, not with you sitting there. You bring down property values. And furthermore, you go sit in front of multi-million-dollar homes and wonder why the cops get called on you? Uh, hmm. Maybe because they're looking out for each other and you're way out of place and you're also filming. So my first thought would be, oh, this guy's casing the houses, you know? Well, yeah, I know that, Ace. He does. Yeah, a big old dumbass. And a big old footy. Don't meet you anywhere. Oh, I've got the strength of 10 men. Rah, rah, rah. No, you've got the stench of 10 men. Oh, Axel, that's a good one. Oh yeah, that's good. Well, he's talking about all these things about fighting on a public, as opposed to private property, blah 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 blah. And then starts backpedaling. Well, and it's like, could you be any more of a big putty than if you tried? Good grief. What? Joking? Well, he said, you know, I get to frisk him before, to make sure he doesn't have a gun. It's like, ew, no, you're not getting nowhere near. No, 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 no. Yeah, your toilet probably is worth more than his whole van. Good grief. Well, and here's when he had that video today. I didn't watch it. I looked at the title and thought to myself, huh, it's a newer van and they only want 8,500 for it when you think yours is worth 20,000. What planet does he live on that thinks that piece of shit that's had no maintenance ever, who just puts more oil in without changing it, and thinks it's worth 20 grand. Can we say delusional all at one time? Good grief. Well, he has a toilet, but it's a Walmart bag. And furthermore, even dogs don't take a dump where they live. Cats don't either. Elbo does. And we could talk about the traveling parasite trip cross country, but we've all heard that story before. Yeah, Brad, I know. I don't even watch him either. You know, I will say I did watch it last night because I was real curious to see what he was going to say, but it basically put me to sleep, and then I had my say over at G Mangoes, and I didn't hold back there either. So, what? What do you want? What? We went to the park today. You got to see your friend Jilly Joe. Hmm? All right, let me see what time it is, kid. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think I've pretty much said what I want to say. Elbo, you're an idiot. And when somebody finally does catch up to you and beats the bitch right out of you, we're all gonna sit here and say, "You had it coming. You had it coming." And if it's not from somebody from YouTube, it's going to be somebody else you piss off or annoy. I mean, we've seen it time and time again that you have no self-awareness in public. You don't know how to conduct a logical conversation with another person. Well, don't feel sorry for Ricardo. He stuck up for himself, and if nothing else, all that proved is everything we say about him, we say it for a reason, because it's true. You are a narcissist. You are a sexist. You're an idiot. You're a lowlife. And you probably deserve to be on the streets. And you probably do deserve to shit where you live. You don't deserve anything else. You don't deserve to know Ricardo's personal business. You don't pay his bills. He don't pay yours. But you put yourself out there. Why do we have to do that? Just because you want because we know about you, Elbo? No, it's because you put your disgusting life out for all to see. And frankly, you're just not that important in this world. You really aren't. And you can flex your chest and you can beat your chest like a gorilla and tell people you got the strength of 10 men, blah, blah, blah. When have you ever stood toe to toe with another man and not called the cops? I'll wait. You haven't. Somebody says something under their breath in a parking lot, and you call the cops and fabricate a story that they said that they just should shoot you, that probably came out of your mouth. You probably said something to them, because we all know that when you're telling a story, it's an elbow's tall tale. Probably not even 2% of it is true. Oh, pre-owned by, oh yeah, right. There you go, Ricardo. At least kiss you first, right? But no, if he wants to say he's changed and he's trying to take his channel in another direction and blah 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 blah, you're the same stupid, ignorant Neanderthal that you were yesterday. You can't change. You won't change because you don't think there's anything wrong with you. Frankly, my dear, we don't give a damn. Hey, Steve, aloha. Well, Cobra John, that's all he's got. He doesn't have anything more. He doesn't have any skills. He doesn't have any ambition. He doesn't have any drive. What he has is his thirst for, I can't even say it. He has a thirst for being a monger, and he'll admit that. But Elbow, the main reason why I still talk is because you're still here. I didn't talk about you for a couple months because you weren't here. And why? Is because I don't want anybody else to be a Laura's Hope, a Tasha Teeling, a Rosie O'Kelly, a Joni Portwood, that you look at them not as a friend, but as somebody, what they can do for you. And if they can't do anything for you, you dismiss them and tell them that they're nothing. But who's the real person with nothing? Look in the mirror, Elbow. That's your man. That's what you've become. An almost 40-year-old man who has no retirement in your future. Your health sucks. Your ability to do anything for yourself sucks. The only thing that you're good at is scams. Well, you're not even good at that. Trying to scam people. But when you demand people to show their love, you're going to end up just like Bergs, where nobody gives a shit and is going to fade off into the sunset. Because frankly, you have no future. You'll be lucky to make it, I actually think, until you're 40. But I'm almost confident that you probably won't ever see 50. So why plan for your retirement if you're not going to see it? Well, that's what logical people do. That's what people who are smart do. They plan for the future. You, on the other hand, beg, and you rely on the kindness of strangers to give you money to eat, give you money to fix your car, your truck, or your van. But those people are few and far between anymore. Why? Because your past is your reality. You can't get away from it. You can't change it, no matter how hard you try. You may try to scrub the internet of your being. That wouldn't even work either. Because there are videos of you saying that you're going to cut the throat of a woman. There is videos out there where you talk about raping and gang banging a man's wife and daughters. There is a video out there where you invite a minor child, a young boy, into your van. You didn't think anything was wrong with that until somebody said, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Totally unaware, clueless about how that might look. And you say, "I'm not a pedophile." I say, "You just haven't been caught yet." Yeah, more than one woman. Yep. Trying to blackmail people, you know? You're the one who's going to die a young, lonely man who will never experience love in his life. And the reason being is because you don't love yourself. If you did love yourself, you wouldn't talk about other people the way you do. So when those donations dry up and when YouTube takes your channel away again, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Who are you going to turn to? Your family? Nope, you burn that bridge. Rosie? Nope, you burn that bridge. Mr. X? Nope, you've set that bridge on fire. Who else is there? Who's going to run to your aid when you're sick and you can't take care of yourself? What's going to happen then? Well, you're going to be a ward of the state and you're going to be a burden to the taxpayers. Why is that, dude? Why are you mad? Oh, sad. Okay, sorry. Bifocals, I didn't read it all the way. And Elbo, you have no retirement. You're gonna, if you live past 50, actually if you live past 40, you're gonna have to work until you can't work anymore because you have not paid into anything to have a retirement. You've squandered all the money you've ever made on cheap Mexican hookers and smooth-skinned little boys. And who will be at your gravesite when you die? Hmm? Who's going to come put flowers? Because you won't have a headstone. We know the story behind that one and your dad. So there's that. So just think about what's going to happen when the Lisa Marie finally, limps off, you know, breaks down. You don't have anything to replace it with. You don't have any skills to make money to get it back. Oh, unless you do something to have a fraudulent insurance claim. So what you gonna do? Hmm? None of your YouTube so-called friends, they won't be there. Your family, no, you've burned that bridge too. So you might want to take a real long look at yourself. And if you do put the phone down and get a real job like you should have done 6 years ago, you might have a few coins in the bank. But by that time, it won't amount to anything. So what you gonna do? What's your plan? Oh, that's right. You don't plan past today. What am I thinking? It is a drug to him. He's addicted to YouTube. That's why he had to come back. But you didn't play by the rules. And you're not any better than anybody else when it comes to following the rules. You may think you're special. Well, but it doesn't change the fact that you are nothing and you will never be anything. You are a enigma in your own mind. You're not famous. You're not a celebrity. You're a nasty bum who shits where he lives and prays to a false god and will be saying, "What did I do with my life?" And that answer to that is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, Chicago, that's why we were so pissed off about the Patrick thing. Because what did he expect people to think? And he may want to try to lie himself. Well, he said he was 18. And when he got in the van, you had to ask him his name, but he was a Facebook friend. And doesn't Facebook usually go by your name? Hey, Jody, aloha. So, yeah, you know, you need to have a sign on your van that says predator. Keep away from children. Because it's the truth. The hate isn't truth. You just hate the truth. You can't change the truth. You can't bend it. You can't manipulate it. Try as you might, but it won't happen. So ponder this, Elbo. Think about it. You're having all these grandiose ideas. Well, I want to be a international traveler. Well, that's all good and well, but that costs money. And right now, you don't have any. You have no means of getting any unless you go hit the bricks and find a job. But even at that, with your lack of skill and knowledge, the only kind of job you're going to get is a minimum wage, which is going to be barely enough to live on. Because you've already ran the YouTube business in the dirt. It's not working for you anymore. And every day you let pass is a day closer to your end. Well, dude, he's not smart. You know, he could have done that in Chicago and kept his job. But he got stressed out of less than 3 months. And he said he couldn't get along with his coworkers. Well, that's no surprise. He can't get along with anybody. The only time he gets along with somebody is if he wants something from them. All right, folks. I've babbled on here enough. And it's not all hate speech to him. He may think it's hate speech, but actually, I'm trying to give him a little bit of advice. Whether he thinks it that way or feels that it's an attack, that's up to him. He's the one that has to make his decision on if it's the truth or if I'm full of shit. And I don't care. But these are the type of conversations he probably should have had, for one, with his father. Well, we know why that relationship was strained. Mentors, well, he screwed all of them, you know. Rosie tried to teach him a few things, but he didn't want to do it. He wanted to sleep until noon and let Rosie do all the work and then take all the credit. Same with Mr. X. Same with Coates 9500. Tasha, Joni, using them for what they can do for him. And when they can't do anything for him anymore, he kicks them to the curb like a stray dog. And that's just the kind of man he is. And I use man very, very loosely. Oh, Lord. All right, that's my cue. The pigs are back. And I'm going to drive him nuts. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thanks, my mods. You guys rock. All right, I got to go take care of him. All right, everybody. Aloha. Stop. Good grief.